Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Ayobami Bakari and I am an international student and I currently create content for other interning international students. This series is focused on reviewing schools, whether they're fully funded, whether I think you should apply to these schools based on my opinions, obviously. So the school we're reviewing today is Bucknell University. Now, Bucknell University is a school that I feel is pretty peaceful, specifically because of where it's located. It's in Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh is pretty calm for me, which is good for people that enjoy it, scenes like that. So let's look at their deadlines. If you decide to do early decision, I hope we all know the meaning of early decision, early action, and regular decision. Early decision simply means that you're applying way, you're submitting your application earlier. You can only apply to one school as early decision. So their application is opening August 1st. So this was for all these dates are applying to students that want to come in fall 2024. So if you want to resume fall 2025, you know that their application opens August 1st and you're supposed to have submitted your ED1 application, scholarship application, and CSS profile by November 15th. And that by mid-December, you would have known if you're accepted and scholarships that you've gotten to in Bucknell University. January 15, 2024 or 2025 is when the FAFSA is due, which doesn't concern you as an international student because you're not eligible for it based on your category as an international student. Excuse me. Mid-January 2024 is when they expect you to have submitted your enrollment deposit if you have been admitted through early decision one and you decide that Bucknell is the school that you want to attend, then you need to have submitted your enrollment deposit by mid-January. Mid-January should be 15, 16-ish. So yeah, if you did ED2, these are dates. So just make sure to keep your dates in mind when you are applying. So now we want to look at the total cost of attendance for Bucknell University before we now start checking out their fees, or when I say fees now, no, before we now start checking out the scholarships that they have to offer. So for the 2024-2025, the total comprehensive cost at Bucknell University is $84,736. And this is including your tuition, your housing, approximate meal plan, and activity fee. This is something, this 51,600 figure, it's not something that I always tell people to, think that it is the total amount of scholarship that they're going to get, because each person's case is going to be different. Each person's application is going to be different, and we all have different needs. So that's something to keep in mind. If this figure is what you've been thinking that, oh, this is the amount that the school can give to me, this is the average. So it doesn't mean that every single student gets 51,000 something. The cost breakdown, if you now like to know the cost breakdown and all of that, then obviously you can read that there. For this particular school, they offer payment plans, and both US and non-US citizens may apply for the payment plan. Now, in a situation whereby a school is offering you a payment plan, the only way that I'm going to advise you to do a payment plan is, let's say, you'll be given enough scholarships such that you have about, $10,000 to $20,000 left per year. So, and you know that there's a source that can pay that amount periodically or instrumentally. You might, for some people, it's not that their family cannot afford $20,000 or $10,000. It's more or less like they cannot afford that 10,000 at once. But if you know that your family can comfortably, go through that process of paying it instrumentally, then you can go ahead for the payment plan. Just make sure that whatever decision you make, involve the international student office, because that will determine how your I-20 is going to look like, the documents you're going to submit for I-20. If they're going to allow you to do the payment plan even before coming into the school, it might not be available for first-year students because you need to be able to show the international student office or the Department of Homeland Security in the United States that you can afford that $89,000 per year. So the payment plan might not work for you as a first year student. So if Bucknell is on your list, make sure to, reach out to them to, confirm that. So now let's look at the financial aid that is available for prospective students and international students. Why do I always say that you should check this? As an international student, some schools have dedicated scholarships for you. So in a school, if you apply to a school whereby their merit scholarships range from 10,000 to 15,000, you automatically have 10,000, 15,000, all right? Now, if they now say that, okay, we offer international students extra 10,000, 15,000 that you can stack up with your merit scholarships, you're looking at $20,000 to $30,000 in scholarships already. So you need to keep that in mind. And it's not every school that offers this. So because a school does not offer you scholarship specifically as an international student, doesn't mean that the school is a bad school, or it doesn't mean that you shouldn't apply to the school. For me now, if you're someone that wants to do STEM, liberal arts, which are like philosophy, sociology, anthropology, political science, courses like that, and STEM, obviously, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, Bucknell is a pretty good school for you. That's what I think, or that's what I would advise you to do, right? So whilst we're waiting for this to, load up, I do not know why my laptop keeps acting up, but let's find a solution to that. Okay, so now we can see here that the deadline for ED1 is November 15, even for your CSS profile. So we can see here that Bucknell uses the CSS profile. And if you're doing ED2 is on January 15, your CSS profile. So you'd, at the same time you apply for admission, fill out the CSS profile. Bucknell says that we're not able to meet financial need levels, but we award as much financial aid as we can with a combination of grants, scholarships, loans, and work study. Work study, move that as an international student. You're not technically allowed to do that, except in certain schools. Even loans is not really advisable. So now we can see here that Bucknell is not committed to meeting the full demonstrated need for their students. So applying to Bucknell simply means that there's a possibility that you might get a lot of scholarships, and there's also a possibility that you might not be fully funded. All right, so you need to keep that in mind. And these are the things that they are going to be checking in your CSS profile. Your parents and student income. If you don't have, just put 0, your asset, number of family members. These are all of the things that you're pretty much used to. If you do not know how to do that, the CSS walkthrough video is on my channel. I'll make sure to link it so that you guys, probably up here, so that you guys can watch it. And then before you're admitted, you have to submit this, and then submit your tax returns for 2022, even if class of 2028 is for people applying for 2025, for fall 2024, class of 2029 is for people entering fall 2025. So you are going to be submitting tax returns via your IDOC. Financial aid file will not be complete, nor can we verify or disburse aid until a copy of the actual tax return is submitted to our office after it is filed with the IRS. So please make sure to, for those of your parents who do not file taxes, this is a good time for you to email the financial aid office to let them know that. So this is where you get in touch with their team. So please do that. So you can see here that Bucknell is not fully funded, but Bucknell is a pretty good school for STEM, STEM and liberal arts students, and they also have a lot of scholarships. All right, so I hope that explains it. And if you guys have any suggestions or other things that you want me to review in these schools, please let me know, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.